Hello, how are you guys doing? Stop Talking Nil, thank you for the 13 months of support. It's time for Homestuck. I have done Homestuck in a bit. I was kind of thinking about maybe one day this week just doing or sometime soon, just doing like a wake up early and just do an early morning stream of Homestuck and just bust in, do like 5 hours of Homestuck until my voice breaks. I do have Town of Nowhere coming up, by the way. Mike is unavailable this week. Yeah, he had some band practice stuff that he needed to take care of. So instead of that, we're doing Homestuck because I haven't done that recently. So anyway, I don't know. Probably not literally 5 hours of Homestuck, but if that's something you guys are interested in, let me know. Major Brett, thank you for the 30. Wait, no. Your name is Major Brett 37. You've been subbed for 13 months. That's cool. Thank you. But yeah. Town of Nowhere this Friday. Set your clocks. Friday. I was gonna make a cock joke, but I could not figure out how to form it together as a thing. Yeah, no, I saw the Magic the Gathering thing. They're trying to make a Walking Dead expansion for Magic. Fucking why? Isn't there a plot? Like I've played a bit of Magic back in the day, you know, like 8th edition, stuff like that. First off, is Walking Dead a thing still? Like, people care about, like, what? What? Literally what? I have no idea what's going on with the capture here. I'm gonna fix that real quick. Let's see. The Builder, thank you for the 3 months of support. Ribcage Bat, thank you for the 5 bits. Calvin No One, thank you for the 13 months of support. That's very cool. Why that though? I have no idea what's going on with this capture here. It's just black over here. Like, this is how it looks on my screen, too. It's just like this. I've tried refreshing it. It's just like that. No idea. Absolutely no idea why that is. Let me go ahead and stop the music. Boop. That's an ad slot. Ah, ads go here, but there's not an ad. Huh. It's an ad for the void. It's the place you go when you die. An absolute abyssal nothing. Don't worry, it won't be bad. You won't feel anything. In fact, you'll feel nothing. The void. Now back to our regularly scheduled product, Homestuck. Anyway, paid for by death. It's coming, and you can't stop it. Just like me. Anyway, heck yes, bro. What was going on? Okay, so last time, I'm gonna go back one page just because it has been at least a week since I've read this. Okay, so it was kind of talking about like how the stuff that was going on with them actually kind of filling in John, right? On just like, oh yeah, I mean, fortunately, the water did cut out today. We just don't have water in the apartment. Not because like of the brain-eating parasites. 2020 has been a trip. Luckily, we aren't being affected by the brain-eating parasites. However, the lack of water does make me concerned about the pandemic and having to be able to wash my hands. But fortunately, at least, we're very far away from the gender reveal wildfire, and I think all of the Nazis have gone north in order to counter protest. So, you know, this year sucked. Fuck this year. Remember how hopeful I was for this year? Like, I was like, man, this year's gonna be so much better. It's gonna be great. Anyway. Yeah, and I explicitly remember being like, this COVID thing, listen, just, get your flu shot, be calm, it'll be okay. Swing and a miss on that call. Very much so. Absolutely did not call that one. If there was ever one that I called, that wasn't one of them. I got a text. What is it? Oh, RevScarecrow is streaming. Well, you can go watch that asshole instead if you'd like. Anyway. Heck yes, bro. Well, how much did you actually know about your grandma? What have you read? And what do you remember? My memory of her is pretty foggy. I do know that she loved adventure just like me. That's why she was exploring this little island and raising me here when she died. She was a fair markswoman who knew her way around the atom or two. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Pretty sure her company made a tidy fortune until it went belly up. At least I still have a few of her knickknacks for keepsakes. And as you confirmed, she was raised by an evil spinster. But then again, some of the things my pen pal has said kind of throws some of those details into questions. I don't know what to think. What is this? Is it another text letting me know? Okay, no. It's my mom being like, please come over. My mom really wants to hang out, but it's like, dude, I'm sorry, we can't. That sucks. Love my mom. Pretty sure her company made a tidy fortune, blah, blah, blah. As you confirmed, she was raised by an evil spinster, but then some of the things my pen pal has said, it kind of throws some doubts onto those details into question, so I don't know what to think. Thank you for the 500 bits. Holy shit. Love bass or bass. Unfortunately, they're spelled the same way. Love bass for stuff. I'm going to assume. Notice the signs that the gray and dark gray characters, it's important. The signs for the... Say hi back. Well, she's just texting back and forth with Tilda. She got the email about like the apartment's water being shut off here at Grover Apartments, and it was just like you could come take showers here. Where were we? I don't know what the deal is with your pen pal either. I'm not really prepared to speculate on that right now, but I'm privy to a shitload of historical data that I can share. What's the last thing that you remember about her? It was the night that I found her dead. She had gone off to study the ruins one day. I'm pretty sure that was her purpose on the island, to study the technology here and solve all the astonishing mysteries. I can read. She even built a really fancy house where we lived in, so I guess she really did want to settle here for a while. But she didn't come from her expeditions when she didn't come home from her expeditions for a couple of days, I started to get worried. So I followed the trail that we'd usually take down to the lagoon while keeping my eyes peeled for monsters. But instead, I found her lying there, dead. Cheery story. I think a monster caught her off guard. There were those 3 big fang marks on her body and a trail of blood along the path. Looked like she was trying to get home but couldn't make it before succumbing to the injury. But before I could do even anything about that, I heard an explosion. I looked back at the hill and my house was gone. So something leads me to believe that whatever killed her was just trying to kill her and not trying to like eat her. Because if it was trying to eat her and she was dead, it's part of the eating people thing. You usually try and kill people or kill things that you're trying to eat, and then you eat them. So the fact that she's not eaten kind of lends credence to this was a murder instead. Also, I should mention before we get much farther, and I swear to God I am trying to read. Rev.ownage.com, the vine shrooms, the red vine shrooms, there's, I believe, like 15 left. One person said they bought one. They're extending it a little bit longer, so if you guys want it, that Rev shroom is still available for a couple more days, up until supplies last. So, you can get it there. It's like $20, and I have one, and it's pretty rad. It's huggable. It's friend-sized, and it's me. So you could get a huggable friend-sized me for things. I guess hugging. in case if you needed that. It's available. It's like $20 for a hug. So there's that. It's a pretty good exchange rate nowadays. Thank you for the 5-bit stop talking. No, okay. Just the site. The black bar is an ad for the Homestuck book. Oh, it's because I got ad block on. I see. It was just a big poof of smoke, where I was standing. So I lived alone in the jungle ever since. Huh? I wondered about all that. Well, you never asked. Well, I would have, but asking you about your past would just be inviting you to do the same. You know how it goes, indeed. But for the record, I don't think those are fang marks on the body, dude. Nah. Finish the story first, then what? There's not much more than that. I had to deal with Grandma's body. I would have loved to give her a proper and dignified memorial like Jane's granddad got. God, Jane is so lucky. Every day in her household must be like Weekend at Bernie's. Isn't it? Weekend at... Why? Okay. He's old. Like, for a young boy, he's very old. What a riot it must be. I'm so jealous. Yeah, what a fucking treat. Living room corpse party every goddamn day. I know, right? Alas, I had to dispose of the body with haste. The monsters wouldn't eat her. So I just made a little campfire and burned it. I keep the ashes in the ruins, which is where I think she would have liked it the best. It's like the 2000s. Yeah, but like Weekend at Bernie's? What is Weekend at Tiffany's? Is that a porno? Weekend at Tiffany. Bernie's is... Okay, Weekend at Tiffany's is a song. And also a novel that was later made into a movie that Audrey Hepburn was in. Let's see. And Weekend at Bernie's is oh yeah, it's that one again. Sorry, I forgot. I got it confused. That's Breakfast at Tiffany's, not Weekend at Bernie's. Those are very different. There you go. What a fucking treat. Corpse in the blah, blah, blah. So I just made a little camp and burned it. Hopefully there isn't an earthquake or something that would knock the urn over in a predictable and hilarious fashion. No way, man. I bet my bottom boondock that shit's internally safe. That urn's like Fort Knox of standing upright forever because no accidents. Okay. I know Homestuck at this point. It's going to have an entire GIF. Probably like 2 or 3 pages of it falling over and everyone freaking out about it. Calling it now. Where's the page number thing? I forgot to turn it on. Let me just boop. There it is. Yeah. So after I got done camping out the next day, I just went exploring, found my room globe mostly intact and sitting inside the jungle. So that's where I lived ever since. That's pretty much it. I miss my grandma, though she was the best. She was definitely very brave if the stories are true. Downright audacious, I'd say. What'd you hear? Well, like I said, she was raised by the Baroness. It was probably a worse childhood than either of us had. She wasn't really related either, obviously. Ain't nobody's related to a damn fish alien, except other fish aliens probably. She was adopted. She had an adopted brother too. Life's been miserable for both of them. Yes, I vaguely remember her mentioning him. Cripes, the things that she told me that I think about. She said that the witch even killed her dog. Is that true? I don't know. I wouldn't doubt it. There's other urban legends that she did experiments on animals and people, mostly to do with mind control, like figuring out the ways to unlock all of her psychic alien potential or increase her power. I'm not sure if that's true or if it was actually successful, though. So what you're saying is pretty much unspeakably horrible thing that she could have done, she probably did. Yes. So anyway, your grandma managed to run away when she was quite young, probably a traumatic event like dog murder that prompted her to flee. Who knows? Whatever the case, her bros stayed behind. The guy must have been seriously immune to witnessing fucked up shit because he went on to be a famous comedian. Like a real kindly old cornball. A nicer guy than you would have hoped to meet, they say. Must have been a hell of a guy. So, You're not making any connections there. Where, huh? Famous comedian about the age of your grandma, inheriting the family's name of the Baroness. Not ringing a bell? What are you talking about, Dirk? Stop speaking in riddles and keep telling the story. I'm on tenterhooks here. Okay, well, it's important. It's not like it's important, just super duper obvious thing that'll probably occur to you later when you're looking in the fridge and you don't have, at which point you'll feel like an idiot. Oh my god, can you be one opaque? You can be one. I was like, what the fuck are you saying? And that's actually right. Can I be real? Everyone's like, Jake, please have a brain cell. Jake, how are you so smart and yet so dumb? How are you this stupid? Can I be real with you guys? No idea who these fucks are talking about. No idea. Don't get it at all. Nope. Jane's grandpa. Okay, there we go. That makes sense. It's been a minute. You reading Homestuck? Oh, dude, I have been for like a year because I promised to do it last year's thing. I need to finish it before I have to explain how many years ago it was. Anyway, you can be one opaque motherfucker. Just clue me in, bloat. Nah, it'll be funnier this way. Strider, moving on. Oh, hey. Let me go ahead and just turn off Steam, friends. Do, boop, 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 boop. Offline, do. Crusader Kings. Yeah, no, like, I've been, like, playing a lot of Crusader Kings, which is amazing, by the way. I am currently working on my plan to make sure that everyone knows that the Pope is gay in Crusader Kings. I made a religion. It's a spinoff of Catholicism where the whole, like, body and blood of Christ, where you just straight up eat Jesus, is taken literally, and they just eat people. And there's that. I forgot the scene transition so you can see the number. It's great. It's been a lot of fun. And for anyone who's like, Rev, it's homophobic to call the Pope gay. Here's the thing. Like, half the people I've been so far in that lineage, because you play as, like, whoever's next in the line of succession, have been gay. And it's super okay to be gay in that religion, so the Pope's gay, and so is everyone else. Like, the guy who invented the religion, his dad was bi. Like, Crusader Kings is a fucking great stream. It's not something that I think that you just sit down and watch. I think it's like an audio podcast sort of thing where you just listen to it. But everyone will hate the Pope if he's gay. But we're actually saying it as a compliment. That's how it works. Anyway, yeah, this thing's happening, and definitely won't be anything of importance, so I'm just going to ignore that image entirely. That kid kept the family name, but obviously your grandma didn't. She must have held a grudge against the Baroness her whole life. She started by taking a different name she knew would stick with her craw. Oh, I remember this. I believe she said that the witch used to be married to a terrible old man named English. Oh, no. The gay agenda. It turns out the gay agenda all along was that the Pope is gay. Everyone knows this. The Pope is gay. That's probably close to the truth, but it sounds like the kind of old story an old lady tells her grandson in the way that he would understand, or at least wouldn't scare the shit out of him. What I've read is something a little bit more sinister, as usual. There's supposedly only one thing that the Baroness fears. Your grandma learned this somehow. It wasn't an ex-husband, though. It was her superior. Some kind of demon. Another alien. No one really knows, but then he went by the name English. Supposedly even more brutal than she is, if you can believe that. So, I'm named after a demon? What kind of demon is named English, anyway? What kind of alien is named Crocker? It's probably just the name he stole from someone else, like the Baroness did. I guess it's kind of cool to be named after a demon who's so scary that even a witch is afraid of him. Well, yeah, your grandma thought so. Everything she did in life thereafter seems to be an effort to piss off the Battle Witch. Like, starting to a competing tech company heavily branded in a way that was presumably intended to remind the Baroness of her boss. Like, with the skull and the garish colors and shit, the dude's some kind of skull monster, I guess. I love skulls, I know. This won't come back to bite anyone. Hopi would. Voodoo. Nice. Why? I love how, like, he's had 4,000 something pages, like, update his aesthetic, and he's just decided to make it more shit. Like, he doesn't want it to look aesthetically pleasing half the time. He decides when it will be. And most of the time, he's like, yeah, no, JPEG artifacting, there it is. Hoppy Voodoo. I wish I had that level of confidence, where I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to make it bad. I'm just going to not give a shit. And everyone's going to be like, thank you. Thank you for making such a shit product. I love it. I will base my life around it. How did this work? Sorry. It was definitely brave on her part, but it ultimately got her to bankrupt a company, a blown-up house, and a fork in the torso for trouble. She must have been the first to understand how dangerous the Baroness was. While acting in covert opposition, others would follow, and continue to as of now in your time period. These are your ancestors? Yeah, mine and Roxy's were among them. Anyone I've heard of? Of course. All these fuckers are totally famous, obviously. Oh, sure, obviously. We talked about the guy that I'm genetically derived from a lot, actually. Like, you know, every time I've talked about my bro. Gadzooks, of course. With all of your future mindfuckery, you made me completely forget about your vaulted Hollywood sibling. I should have asked where he fit into this picture, but if you were raised alone, I can be dumb as a bag of penny candy sometimes. You are outrageously old for being as young as you are. Continuously. Opikama, thank you for the 15. 15. That's a 5. That's 2 more than 13. Thank you for the 2 more than 13 months of support. Opikama. There we go. It should be asked where you fit into the picture sometimes, with other times you're on point, like a bag of nickel shit. Whoa, those are sweets kept on reserve for millionaires. Such flattery. Okay, well, what we were saying stopped meaning anything, so I'll continue. Right. So he was never actually your bro. No, that's kind of how I view of him. Lalonde took more of a maternal view of her ancestor. The lady who wrote all the dreary wizard books, I presume? Yeah, the COTL series. Ever read it? I don't learn a damn thing. I don't need to learn things. You know what? I guess I have made my aesthetic shit. And that's not because of, aesthetic choice. It's just because I'm kind of low-key incompetent. And as long as no one notices, it's fine. People are already correcting me on how to pronounce her name. I'm not going to fix it because that's the aesthetic now. It's like JPEG crust. What the hell is learning, knowing things, understanding? Nope. No, I tried. It's too depressing. It's kind of impossible to understand. Like, I told Roxy I liked it, and I didn't want to hurt her feelings, so I didn't say that. But I'll wait for the movies to come out, and then I better like those better. You don't say. I do say. You must have been... Didn't I write down at some point what page I needed to get to? I'm pretty sure I did. Let's see. 7,184. The fuck is this number? Surely that's not the number I need to get to. Something a little bit... Paintings. Good. I'm glad I have that one written down. Not that. Town of Nowhere stuff. Yelling at you to sleep. All right. Here's a drawing of Danganronpa stuff. Recap. Windows 10. That's still not a thing. Interface. All right. No, not that one. I know I've got one around here. Um, wet on wet, right? This is me explaining how to paint. Hermes, good. Here's a letter from my wife. I'm going to keep that one. I apparently don't have the thing that's like the next page that's important. 5,495 before Flash dies. I think that they'll fix it. If I have a bad night, if I have a bad day, Tilda will write a little letter for me. Because she goes to work in the morning early and she wants to make sure that I have a good morning. I love my wife. Spoilers. I told Roxy that I like. Okay, you don't say. You must have been seeing what being in the future are. You must have seen them. What being in the future are they any good? They are not. Phooey to that. Like I even believe you. The books are pretty interesting though, if somewhat dense. They're supposedly heavily allegorical, veiled representations of cosmic events surrounding the witch and her boss and how this all came about. It's kind of the thing that you wouldn't pick up unless if you were someone who understood what happens. Like the Condens, which is kind of the point. I think this is her way of letting the witch know, hey, I'm on to you. In the early days of the resistance movement, they both opposed her more indirectly through their art, like critics of tyrannical governments often used to. They had to be careful. They didn't want to make too many waves early. My bro did this too with his many fine films. Practically everything was a symbol for something, either in mockery of the Batter Witch or conveying some hidden messages to his audience. Each film was rigorously picked apart for head-scratching symbolic meanings, but he managed to accomplish all of that without ever compromising the purity of his ironic vision, which I think is admirable. You mean, like, subtly having, like, commentary in your art is a thing? Who would have guessed? Sweet bro hella Jeff is rebel propaganda. Someone would do art and it would have like some sort of like meaning, political or otherwise. Hey, did you guys know about ColinMullen.com? It's a website where you can buy art from me. I recently did a painting of Nero, the guy who did not take care of his country while it was burning down so that way he could go do his hobbies. Anyway, let me keep reading Homestuck. Fuck yes, I need to put that one up. I haven't done that one yet. Fuck yes, the Sweet Bro Hella Jeff films rule. Screw the haters. That's what I say. He also said that about Weekend at Bernie's, which is not a porno. Man, that is a scandalous mixed characterization. Nobody hates Weekend at Bernie's. That WAB films, the WAB films, WAP, weird ass penis. That's what that means, right? I haven't actually listened to this song. I know it's something like that. Are generically regarded as unremarkable and mediocre, and they don't even attract any trolls who care enough about it to shit on it. Believe me, I've tried to get the debates to people about it. Wet ass, and then you've censored the last word. Penis? It's weird. Alright. Worst anxiety possible. There you go. P word. Penis. Panini. Panini makes sense. Wet ass panini. That's not the right way to make a panini. You know? That's just gross. It's sort of like how Subway does it. Subway has two ways of making a sandwich. Either it is drenched in sauce to the point that it's just sopping wet, or it is like dry as the fucking desert. It's just like eating styrofoam. Like, styrofoam has more flavor, texture, and culinary, like, quality than Subway sandwich. But anyway. Hey, pretty much touche'd the fuck out of that, but we're definitely in agreement about my bros' films as masterstrokes as they were. He kept cranking them out, too. He eventually stopped up production after 11/11/11, probably in a Homestuck day. Even though the cat was finally out of the bag, he was very dedicated to its craft. Dang, I can hardly wait to see him. Yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath about that. Why not? Man, fuck it. I'll just send it to you. Send them to you. Send you them. I got it there in the end. Just keep the lid on them, and you don't need any weird causality shit rearing its head. That would be dumb. I will guard each glistening copper compressed artifact with my life, as if a jewel pilfered from a tomb. Which was the last you saw? Well, there's the Sweet Bro Hella Jeff movie and the Sweet Bro Hella Jeff the film. Oh yeah, and Sweet Bro Hella Jeff the movie. I think Sweet Bro Hella Jeff the movie is still in production, right? I honestly get confused about which particular misspelling is attributed to which film, or if I'm even getting the misspellings right. The key to sorting them all out is to understand it doesn't actually matter. Through video streaming services, he frequently set it up so that buying a certain title would ship you the wrong film. And often titles from movies were available for sale that didn't straight up exist. It would be sold for like a dollar amounts that didn't make sense, like 2,890. That's British right there. You got a period in there. You throw a comma in there if you're American. Apparently you do that if you're like not in America. It's like Celsius or some shit. I don't know. I've just been running into that. Sometimes buying a download wouldn't actually deposit money into your account instead of deducting it. It was all part of the experience. It's a double decimal. So is it $2.89 or $2,890.01? There's two dots. Celsius in money, yes. Finland uses spaces and commas. Okay. Your forebears are certainly entrepreneurial, if nothing else. I can get behind the idea of making a killing if it means that I also get to be good at doing adventures as I hope to be. Did they ever bring the battle to Witch's doorstep, or did they were the blows strictly through the public masquerades and theatrics? Yeah, they were pretty deep into that shit eventually. They were both pretty skilled combatants. I'm pretty sure she had some weird powers too. Powers, you say? Communion with the occult forces, something like that. She knew things, had visions. She was able to write those books, and more importantly, why Roxy and I were able to survive here. How? They knew that we would be here someday, so they prepared for our arrival. I live in what used to be my bro's old apartment 400 years ago. The whole city is gone. This one unit was somehow protected. He left some supplies for me here, like a lifetime supply of orange soda in the crawl space, along with a fuck ton of Sweet Bro Hella Jeff merch. It's like discovering my own personal holocaust of bulbous jutting bottoms. Plus some weapons, other gear, killer pair of shades. Roxy's mom used to live in her place too. She left a bunch of stuff that she might need lying around. This is way before there was capricious cannolis. Very old languages used to use blank spaces for 0, so 100 would be written as 1. That sounds like hell. That sounds like awful. Roxy's mom used to live in her place too. Left a bunch of stuff that she needed lying around. This is way before that stuff. I think her house must have been some kind of kernelized structure, like a potential colony, something built to undergo the modular self-repair replication if activated. I'm sure her mom knew that. It's a good way for Rox to blend in. I stick out like a sore thumb out here, of course, but it hasn't really been a problem yet. You keep misreading things as food. Are you hungry? No, I ate before stream. I made chicken and rice. because, you know, it's easy enough to do. Highly recommend a rice cooker if you guys are thinking about moving out. You know, you're going to live on your own. Rice cooker and rice, just have some rice with whatever the fuck you're eating, and your food will go a little bit longer, you know? Rice, chicken, bam, good, more food. Rice, pizza, done, more food. But it's cheap. Rice is cheap as shit. I don't really like rice. Well, rice is cheap, so deal with it. It's how you survive. Rice cooker. You get yourself a crock pot too. Crock pot, water, meat, vegetables, maybe a little bit of sauce. Throw it all in a pot. You turn that shit on. You go do other things. You come back home. It's together. It's a food. You eat that shit for like a week with, might I suggest, rice. Throw some frozen pizzas up in your freezer. Damn. There you go. Political commentary coming up, so read faster. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, that's what we need right now. Roxy's mom used to live in a place too, and left some of the stuff that she might need lying around. This is way before there was colonies, though. I think her house might have been some kind of colonized, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure her mom knew that, and it must have been a good way for Rox to blend in. I stick out at like a sore thumb. Wouldn't you? So they knew that you'd show up in the future someday and prepared for that shit. Doesn't that mean that they also knew that they weren't going to be able to stop the witch? Probably. But they went down fighting anyway. It's kind of brave and kind of sad. Yeah, but wouldn't you? Of course. You always go down guns blazing. That's what a hero does. If he loves adventure and has guns. In fact, there's one thing that movies have taught me, besides the fact that you guys using a corpse as a silly puppet is friggin' hilarious. It is that fact. That's a Weekend at Tiffany's reference there, I'm pretty sure. It's not like their rebellion was totally futile. It took a lot of shitheads down with them. Who? Sympathizers. Just the thought of such scoundrels turns my stomach. They should. What if this was just the most elaborate prank ever? In order for you to understand, you'll have to fill in your own ridiculous final gas of human civilization, taking place over several decades leading up to absolute enslavement. The decades which immediately followed were the rebranding. As mentioned, Crocker Corp rebranded on 3/11. It was often referred to in the news, totally changed everything, marked the beginning of a completely shameless downward spiral of Western civilization through a series of events that probably were hard to notice at the time. It's been glaring when evaluated historically. Though the Baroness made very few substantial gestures of aggression, the global fear of her looming threat would trigger all of the changes she needed. Governments prepared for war, as if to defend against the invading alien armies she would undoubtedly command. But of course, she had no army. She was always the only of her kind. Instead, the world powers were setting up to build her armies for her. The media deteriorated into a preposterous circus that was, in all practical ways, inseparable from the power base and government institutions. Popular entertainers became dangerous demagogues, and their roles in the media blurred with those of executive authority. And most dangerous were the ones who fed to the fear of the hysteria most effectively. These tended to be plants, unscrupulous shills paid by the Baroness to move her agenda forward. I'd like to think that I will not be sickered along with their silver tongues when they come along. Well, the thing is, most of them have already been on the scene for your time. Who? Ever hear of Guy Fieri? No, I don't think so. You're fortunate, then. He was an especially degenerate piece of filth. Rolling with that. Okay. He was exceptionally degenerate piece of filth. I just remember him saying something about like the I remember seeing a post and it was like, if you take Guy Fieri's mustache and the mustache from the guy of Smash Mouth and combine them, like it would make one actual mustache. Or was it that guy and the guy from Star Trek? I don't remember. I think it's like that. It's sad because he's a nice dude. Yeah. Yeah, he's a good dude. A brother from another mother is how he referred to the guy from Smash Mouth. It's kind of fucked up that this year a Smash Mouth concert was responsible for several people's death. I think if you went back in time and told me that shit, I'd be like, what? What the fuck happens at Smash Mouth? But unfortunately, it's just 2020 happening. So that's fuck. That's a lot of fuck. Thanks, Smash Mouth. He somehow landed on the U.S. Supreme Court. Why? He used his connections and gal to wriggle into the spotlight and then went on to other positions of power. He somehow landed in the U.S. Supreme Court. Over the years, the other justices started miraculously disappearing without being replaced. After helping rewrite the Constitution to form an incomprehensible patchwork of fascism, theocracy, and mandates, recipes, and bad rap lyrics, he weaseled his way up into the ranks to become the High Chaplain of the Interstellar War. I'm going to cut the chase because this really ain't a big history lesson here. Eventually, he came to be regarded as the third and final Antichrist. I love this. This is dumb. No other human in history was responsible for more death and suffering. This one had been spoiled for me. I knew of this. Because people were like, oh shit. They're actually going to be running. They're actually running. It's a thing. It's happening. I knew this. I knew that one. That boorish cur. That's exactly the phrase I would use to describe people responsible for the extermination of 5 billion people. It was so uncivilized of them. How could such atrocities be allowed to happen? Was his personal magnetism that overwhelming? Maybe overwhelming in the wrong direction, yeah. It didn't happen overnight. It was a gradual decline into the integrity of the system that allowed it. Eventually, the wheels came off in the political scene, mirrored by the absurdity of the media circus. By the time President J and Dope were elected, Western civilization had officially fucked us over forever. I think everyone knew it. Oh no, when does that happen? 2024, the last free election the world will ever see. So were they like on their ticket together as the... I don't like this part. Like, the more I read this, I'm like, man, I fucking hate reading this. Can you not be president? Like, can you not? So, like, were they on the ticket together, like vice president and president? No, man, they're both president. The first dual presidents of the United States of America, and the last. They were the first and last juggalo presidents. The founding fathers warned us about this, but nobody listened. They did? Warned us about this exactly? Mirthful executives? George Washington had a prophetic nightmares about them. He tried to warn people and get the language amended to the Constitution to forbid it. Like forbidding the election of what he famously described as a pair of salty bards and unruly gestures given to the sweet drink. But everyone just thought he was toked too hard on the colonial cannabis or whatever. I'm not sure I follow. It's like all the clown presidents and such. Yes, they're all shitty rap duo from your time. They ran a hell of a campaign by the Juggalo party that had gotten huge. While numerous other candidates split the moderate vote, they retained a very energized, devoted base. You say their party had a big tent. Dirk, I really dislike the future you're describing. Hey, me too. They were swept into office by a wave of Fago, and the presidential inauguration was the biggest gathering of juggalos of all time. They were hosed each other down on the White House lawn with shitty soda. The D.C. in the Capitol, therefore, after officially stood for Dark Carnival. Of course, their campaign was helped considerably by having support from the Baroness. In retrospect, people developed an impression that it was all part of her sick sense of humor. There was a sense that she just loved the idea of delegating the extreme subjugation of the world's population to a pair of demented clown rappers. Some have speculated this is another way that she was attempting to resurrect her previous model of governments. Though this seems far-fetched to me. Who the fuck ever heard of an alien juggalo? To me, this is about as stupid as the crackpot theories get. We have 4 years to prepare for this. I still don't really know what a juggalo is. Do they juggle? Don't worry about it. People were less prepared for the double juggalo presidency than they had imagined. I'm not going to even go into all the horrifying details. Trust me. You just start to feel real dirty reading it. From the moment Fury held up a Bible to swear them in, the three of them proceeded to publicly defecate on it while freestyling rap lyrics. And that was it. Everyone in the world was watching it on TV. Just said, well, show's over. Civilization's pretty cool while it lasted. The next several grueling terms of their presidency were a weird combination of authoritarian practices. The Baroness used it as a puppet regime while she basically had given them carte blanche to carry out their idiotic whims. Fago pumped through the plumbing instead of tap water. The new national pastime was having type 2 diabetes. And the national anthem was replaced by a 3-minute high reverb audio clip of the President J farting into a microphone while laughing. Chaplain Friari was authorized to set up the death camps in which anyone on the planet could be imprisoned if they were not deemed sufficiently mirthful. And so the cleansing began, priming humanity for its new ruler waiting in the wings. This is when the ancestors had enough. The resistance movement had failed, and they at least bring the war criminals to justice. My bro finally caught up with the presidents and challenged them to a duel. They accepted, having for years regarding him as a cocky rival rapper who failed to show them the proper respects. In their arrogance, they invited him into... That was okay. I'm going to give myself like an 8 out of 10 on that one. Disdain, nice. Like, but not, that one's not a 10 out of 10. That was all right. 7.63 out of 10. Okay, fine. Weirdly specific, but sure. It was solid. It was pretty good, but I would say it's like, you know. I don't think it's worth a 6. I think it's worth more than a 6. Not enough volume, not loud enough. Yeah, you're right. It had a good length, at least. The cleansing began, priming humanity for its new rulers waiting in the wing. It was when our ancestors had enough. The resistance movement had failed, but they could at least bring the war criminals to justice. So my bro finally caught up with the presidents and challenged them to a duel. They accepted for having years regarded him as a cocky rival rapper who failed to show them the proper respect. In their arrogance, they invited him into a foul belly of the carnival, believing that they could teach him once and for all what it truly meant to be down with the clown. Is that exclusively a... I've been using "Are you guys down to clown" to like basically just ask like, you know, Mike, you down to clown this week? He's like, yeah. Or like, you know, are we gonna do Among Us soon? You know, which streamers are down to clown? Is that exclusively like a down to clown? Is that an ICP reference? Like, where did that come from? Yeah. Okay. Is it exclusive to Juggalos? Huh. The term originated from a 1994 live performance by the Insane Clown Posse. All right, well, good to know. Secretly been making ICP references for the past, 5 to 10 years, so there's that. Yeah, no, they've been around for a while. Like, they were a rival band of Limp Bizkit. I remember that being a thing. Like, I never really got involved in the drama, but, they definitely were, fighting. Like, they had, diss tracks, and they insulted each other. I listened to more, Limp Bizkit growing up. I think I've told the story of Fred Durst's influence on my art before. I'm going to tell it again because it's funny, because it's true. So this funny story starts with my brother breaking his arm, as all good funny stories do. He was at a roller skate rink because in the 1990s, that was a thing that happened. Roller skate rinks. They were kind of rad. They had arcades, stuff like that, but there was also a roller skate rink. Anyway, he broke his arm. And this was... You could probably track down exactly what year this was by Wes Borland, the guitarist from... Here, hold up. Okay, so Wes Borland, right? He's the guy who looks like the out of place guy in any image that you see of Limp Bizkit. He's this guy, right? This guy here. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. Okay, cool. So this guy is Wes Borland. He was the lead guitarist for Limp Bizkit. He ended up leaving the band some year or another, and so they did a tour across every single Guitar Center in America. I have no idea what he's going for here. This is a fairly recent image of them, I think, because he's grown out, Fred Durst grew out his beard for this one. Yeah. Why is he the only one that's like that? I don't know. He just is. Anyway, so he left the band, and so they had to go find another guitarist, right? So what they ended up doing was they did the contest that if you play for them, and if you did well enough, they'd invite you into the band. So my brother, being a guitarist at the time, still is, was like, I want to be a part of Limp Bizkit. And my mom, being supportive, was like, okay, we'll let you go try out for your band. So my brother and I waited in line at Guitar Center so my brother could go play guitar in front of Fred Durst. My brother, wanting to up his odds in being able to be in the band, asked, hey, Colin, you're good at art. Can you draw specifically this version of the Limp Bizkit logo on my arm? Because he had a cast, of course, right? So I did. I spent several hours, I think I spent at least an hour drawing the Limp Bizkit logo on my brother's cast. So that way, he'd have a good shot at, getting in the band, right? Anyway, it turns out he just never got a chance to actually play for the band. They didn't stay that long. And in the end, Wes Borland came back, so there's that. I think it was just a marketing stunt to get people to show up at Guitar Center. I don't really know. Jade Gnarly, thank you for the gift sub. Yeah, it turns out my brother is not actually the secret guitarist of Limp Bizkit, but my brother did meet Fred Durst, and my brother showed his cast to Fred Durst, and his remark was, he'll make a great tattoo artist someday. That's rad. That's cool. Something like that, right? And I went home because I was bored as shit, waiting for them to show up. But that stayed with me for fucking years, you know? And it encouraged me to keep doing art, right? And that is why you can go to colinmullen.com and find art, because as a kid, I was encouraged by Fred Durst to do art. So it's always very important to me that you guys stick around for the art segment of any Rev stream, because I feel like I have at least some level of cultural impact equivalent to Fred Durst for some of you guys. And maybe it's important to some of you guys to hear that. What was the meaning to this story? Fred Durst and ICP had beefs with each other. That was the relevance of that story. Are you thinking about making a Rev Moment compilation sequel? If someone wants to make that, I will pay for them to make it. Just hit me up. Like, email me through the Vinesauce like contact page. Like, find my email on the Vinesauce contact page. Email me. Say, hey, I am interested. I will help you to the best of my ability. I'm looking for someone to do edits for me anyway, because I've definitely hit that part of the year where I'm just like, I need to be putting things out, and I really want to be working on Town of Nowhere rather than that. So there's that. Anyway, they caught up with them and challenged them into foul belly of the carnival, believing they could teach them once and for all what it truly meant to be down with the clown. That's how we got here. For centuries thereafter, survivors of the Holocaust would cite the rooftop showdown as one of the most heroic movements of the human history. Yeah, that one was weak as shit. He killed them both. You sounded like you had indigestion there. Yeah, that was weak shit. And then you just got Unreal Air. Unfortunately, as there were only figureheads, no liberation followed. There would be no parades in the streets, no statues cast, or no medals awarded. Few witnesses would report seeing only a man with a sword on a shitty skateboard rising gently into the night sky. No one ever saw him again. Meanwhile, Roxy's mom was tracking down the High Chaplain. His crimes had already been committed. She couldn't repay them by any stretch of the imagination, but she could wipe the blood-stained grin off that fat bastard's face. Has Guy Fieri read any of this? Like, I'm pretty sure we've talked about, like, the Insane Clown Posse. Like, they're aware of this comic's existence. But, like, Guy Fieri, did he read this? I hope not. His wiki did get changed. He's probably just like, the fuck? Betty Crocker, Insane Clown Posse? What am I reading? Right here! In my Wikipedia page. She gouged out his eyes with a pair of needles. It was already awkward telling Rufio, fair enough, and rode his torso to the bottom of Bloody Falls. Reports of what happened to our ancestors after that are a little bit sketchy. No eyewitnesses' accounts were found, but some believe that they regrouped and confronted the condescendants.
Condis.
Condens? What?
Condis.
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 Condis. Fumes. Condis. Confronted the Condis herself With all of her high-ranking officers dead, the human population decimated, and sufficiently groomed for her arrival, there was no reason to stay behind the scenes anymore. After the dreadful years of putting up with the more vulgar brand of authoritarianism, she finally stepped forward to claim her throne. It actually came off as somewhat dignified and elegant in a way. She was no less severe, but at least she knew how to act like an empress. But even if they did manage to confront her, there was no way they could win. They had too many crazy alien powers. Her boss supposedly had jacked her power level through the roof. I had even heard, and don't quote me on this, that she may have been over 9,000. Thank you for the Homestuck bits there. Who threw Homestuck bits at me? Jade Gnarly, thank you. Pingal. It sounded like a really sad Moonbase Alpha TTS clip. That's like the only thing good about that game. I think the government paid for that. It's one of those things that, like, the U.S. government pays for weird shit that you haven't heard of. Like, the American Army series of video games as a recruiting technique for the Iraq War. And Moonbase Alpha. Because NASA. And LSD, I guess. I forgot about that. Yeah, that was a thing. How much trouble do I get in for rating the U.S. Army's Twitter or Twitch? John Madden. Heaven to Betsy, that figure is just absurd. Yeah, it's not even going to speak of the generic smorgasbord of other powers that she was rumored to have. It's hard to separate the fact from the urban myth, but for reference, if you want to believe it all, just picture all the X-Men combined into one sexy fish woman in a tight ass or skin-tight suit. I added ass in there. It's important. Whatever actually went down, they're surely both dead now. I guess that happens like that, though. There's no way the Condus. Wait, is that the same word? No, there's a... Yeah, that's right. No way the Condus would allow us to be born within a century of our genetic forebears. The thought of that was completely disgusting. Ooh, that was like a -1. You're so bad at pronouncing yes. Thank you for the Homestuck bits, Jade Gnarly. That was a fun time when I could get away with doing football ads on Twitch. That was fun. Yeah, it was like a -1. Like... It took away points from that really nice one earlier. Am I good? Yeah, I'm good. I definitely would have liked to be able to meet them. I guess some things would have been just too awesome to ever stand the chance of happening. I know the feeling. Wait. Dirk. Did you tell me at some point that you did find evidence that the witch killed them? As of now? No. Are you sure? I swear I remember you saying something about that. How could I have said anything like that before today? This is obviously the first time I'm mentioning any of this. Oh. I just had the nuttiest deja vu going right now. Feeling weird. Guess I'm mistaken. Never mind. I drank the page 8944 has boob. That lasts for a few seconds. Just beware for YouTube. I will keep that in mind. And actually, I've already forgotten. Thank you for the Homestuck bits there. Stop talking now. I think it was just 5. Thank you. Okay, well, I'll disregard your anomalous observation for now and continue conversation as if it never happened. Right, good plan. Anywho, heck of a tragic, thrilling tale, Dirk. I'm totally cockeyed and catwampus about... Yes, catwampus! Catawampus! This is a real-ass word. I say this word all of the time. My wife makes fun of me for saying this word, but this is a word. About it all, and I don't even know what to think. But you believe me, right? Oh yeah, every word of it. Wow. Why should I? You're my best friend and I trust you. It is a real word. When have I said that word? Not on stream, because I don't want to seem like the oldest person ever. Gotta sound hip and with the kiddos, right? Don't want to sound like an old person. Fortnite's fine. I sure do love building in Fortnite. I'm hip, right? No, I just really like believing in stuff like, and believing in people. Wait, what do you mean? About what? Well, after all this time, you just told me now. Yes, hang on. Blarg. Deja vu shit is happening again. Okay, I'm sure we've had this conversation before. So many things are familiar. I remember you saying that there was one kind of dude. I remember saying the catwampus and all that. What's going on? It took you long enough to figure it out. Pages really are slow burning, class. Damn. Figure out what out? You're asleep. Oh, that's right. I fell off the platform there, I guess. Got knocked out? Yep. So I'm dreaming? Kinda. It's a dream bubble. What's that? A place where the infinite abyss, where sleeping people can share dreams with each other while revisiting memories, and also where they can meet dead people. Are you sharing a dream? So we're sharing a dream together? Are you currently asleep too? Currently in the future? No, even if I was, I wouldn't visit a dream bubble. That only happens if your dream self is dead, like yours is. Mine is not. I guess I understand. So what's the deal? Wait, you said that this is where they meet dead people too? Shit, Dirk, are you dead? Are you a ghost? No, dude, chill. I'm fine. Then what the fuck is going on? Who am I talking to? Who are the people you talk to when you have a regular dream? What? It's a normal, boring dream. Or a person you're talking to. Who's that? I don't know. Somebody. Dream bubbles don't always need to be shared by dreamers or dead people. You can go to sleep and wake up alone, reliving an old memory. Kind of like a normal dream, until you remember it's just a memory, which is where we are right now. Okay, so I'm having like a lucid, dreamy thing in a magic bubble, and you're like a figment of my imagination? Yes, basically. So I'm talking to myself. That's kind of stupid. Well, yeah, but not quite. You can view me as a projection of the real Dirk within your mind, as expressed through all of your thought patterns about him. So I'm kind of a splinter of his corporeal self, which happens to live in your awareness. I'm startlingly close approximation to the real thing for all intents and purposes. How startling close are we talking? Not going to give you a bogus percentage like the glasses, because that's not my shtick, but pretty damn close. Okay, that's fair. But man, something that feels kind of weird about this being in my head. It's a little messed up. What's messed up about it? You're the one who put me here with your intimate understanding of all his mannerisms and predilections. And splintered existence is pretty much just how he rolls. This is how shit is, bro. I'm sorry for saying it's messed up, but it's still a bit frustrating. I've been talking to you all day, but all I get is your pesky responder bedeviling me at every turn, a friggin' robot punching me across the room, and throwing a weird tantrum and ripping his nuclear heart out in front of me. And if that weren't enough, I tumble off this doohickey and knock myself out, and I'm strolling down memory lane with your fake brain ghost. So why are you surrounding me from all sides with your imitations of yourself? There we go. 5th time's the charm. But never the real you. Cheese and fucking crackers. When do I just get to talk to the actual Dirk? Jake, do you even know about someone's actual self? What makes it actual? What is actuality? That's a horse shit question. I don't know anything about actuality, but I guess I know some fizzle babble horse shit when I dad blasted hear it. I'm just saying, this really isn't your field of expertise. Dirk is, the heart guy. He's the one who's walking the path itself, even when he doesn't know it, like right now. What does that mean? And how can you be made up of my thoughts when I don't even know what you're talking about sometimes? Or I didn't know some of the things you're telling me, like about being a dream bubble. How can I tell myself about stuff through a brain ghost, Dirk? Who says you don't already know those things on some level? I don't think I do. I have no business knowing those things. Pages have a lot of untapped potential. Pages being used as like a not Squire guy, not as in a paper thing that writing goes on. I read a lot. I know that doesn't seem likely based on like just words coming out of my mouth, but I do like listen to a lot of books. Just finished one yesterday. Warhammer. But I read about like, 5 or 6 books a year through mostly audiobooks if that counts. Anyway, they're practically all there is to the class, basically. When you eventually find out, look, man, look out. They're the ones who deal in hope shit, man. And the ones that deal in hope shit, man, I'm scared of you already. I'm not even real. Audible sponsorship? I technically have one. I just never bothered to use it because, like, I don't know, I didn't use it that often. So it was like, oh, yeah, get Audible. And then I don't use it. But then I started using it, so I guess promo code RevScarecrow, I guess. We'll use that link or whatever. I'm really good at selling shit. It's Mars. Thank you for the 6 months of support. Speaking of selling shit, rev.ownage.com, you can get the Rev Shroom. It's huggable and it's friend-sized, all for $20. Get it while it lasts. Are you sure you aren't real? No offense, but I kind of get the same smartass vibe from you as I do from the responder. Like, haha, same basic personality as Dirk without the accountability or anything. So just let me be kind of flippant and a mess with Jake's fella's head. You know what I'm saying? Yes, that's unsurprisingly decent observation about me. Yeah, I think I maybe did a little too good of job brain cloning you. It was way too much like talking to the real fake Dirk. Holy cow, that was a dumb sentence. What a dumb sentence that was. You did a good job. Perfect job, in fact. Untapped potential, remember? I don't think Dirk splinters could exist nearly as well in anyone else's mind than yours. Brain get ghost Dirk better than autoresponder greater than Dirk. Listen, like, dude's super duper gay for him. So like, he probably, has kind of like remembered his like personality traits and stuff like that. Whereas the autoresponder is sort of a alternate version of the same guy if they had gone down different timelines. So Brain Ghost Dirk is sort of closer, I would say, than the autoresponder in that way. That's my theory. Let's see. Think a little too good job brain cloning you. Then, yeah, you did perfectly good job. Perfect job, in fact. Untapped potential, remember? I think I remember one of Dirk's splinters could... All right. Well, that's spiffy for me, but I'm starting to feel like I'm being haunted by you now. I just want to talk to my real buddy. I'm just really mean the original guy. What do you even want to say to him? I don't know. It's not like I can keep any secrets. It's not like you can keep any secrets from me here. I'm pretty much in your brain. I pretty much am your brain. No, don't say that. That's weird. You do realize he's coming for you, Dirk. In the real world, the man has his designs. Yes, I know. Want to talk about it with you? No, that's like talking to him about it, which is really jumping the gun, I think. Better chance is there to try and talking about it than with a stunt double for your hyper-aggressive suitor than within the safeties and privacy of your own mind. I can't yet. I just can't. And sometimes I have feelings that I'm not sure how to put into words yet, and I'm doing it in front of you, whether or not you're a stunt double or a brain puppet or whatever, just makes me feel uncomfortable. So what are the feelings that you don't want to try and put into words, even if you're dwelling entirely within the realm of your own mind? Yes. What's so hard to understand about that? What about the spider ghost, huh? The girl you saw. When he got fucking clobbered by Dirk's robot, and you passed out, and you dreamed about a spider ghost alien girl. Oh yeah, what about her? You like her? What? Man, what? That's dumb. I saw her for like 3 seconds and she waved at me and I woke up. Yeah, all it took for 3 seconds for you to fall in love with a cute spider ghost. Why do you keep calling her a ghost? Because she's been dead for a zillion years, dude. Oh, well, holy shit. It won't change the fact that you like her. Let's not pretend it will. You're going to make things complicated for yourself. No, it won't. Yeah, you will. You're too fucking wishy-washy. Between Dirk, Ghost, and Jane. Poor Jane. Man, what about Jane? You tell me. What even was the deal with that? Our last chant ended on a very pleasant and amicable terms. She was upbeat and chipper as ever. I failed to see what the reason one might have for feeling sorry for her. Yeah, you totally read her like a book. Really handled that conversation like a champ. Wait, didn't I? Look out, bitches. Jake Casanova, Lady Slayer English. He's back in heat. He's frequently able to parse the literal meaning of things that women say. What are you getting at? I'd like to believe that I'm not the densest fucker ever when it comes to shit like this, but I have it on good authority that I am. From my wife? I was like, when did we first start talking? And she was like, February 14th. And I'm like, man, how do you remember that? And she was like, because it's Valentine's Day. I'm like, oh, I'm that dumb. Yeah. Yeah. What are you getting at? We're running out of time. She'll be here soon. Jane, no, doofus. Spider Ghost. Whoa, okay. Wait, where is she? Oh, fuck. Look at you. I'm telling you. 3 damn seconds of ogling an alien in a blue dress. And that was like a year later. It was like a year after we had started dating. Like, I hadn't put it together for that long. I literally had to be told. Shut up, chat. You don't know me. Three damn seconds of ogling an alien in a blue dress and you're completely hopeless. Stop fidgeting around like that. Your hair looks fine. You want me to tell you how your breath smells? Screw you. Cool is such a cucumber. Okay, then. Why does my breath not... Does my breath not smell, okay? You're dreaming, Jake. Your breath's the only thing that your brain wants it to be. Okay, woo. Oh, well, when's she coming? Why is she visiting my dreams? Soon. She'll be waiting for the right time to enter, waiting for you to snap out of the memory. Clearly, the girl has the patience of a saint. All right, dang. It's warm in this dream bubble. How can I be sweating in a dream? Where do you keep the dream towels? Will you calm the fuck down? I'm a figment of your imagination. You're still making me nervous. Jake's all blue, lady, so he's like going head over heels. There you go. But really, who is she? What's her deal? What's she want from me? Since this is also untapped potential of my subconscious taking the form of yet another sassy dirt clone, seems that everything would be okay if I troubled my own brain for a few flippant answers. You should try and be more polite to me, seeing as I am a representation of your entire mind to have complete control over all your basic functions. Basically, trigger a particularly spirited bowel movement right before she gets here. So watch your step. No, I'm sorry, don't. I'm just kidding, dude, Jesus. I'll never make you shit your pants in front of a girl you like. Even if she does happen to be my chief competition. We Dirk splinters can be pretty Machiavellian about. You see that? I read that word good. Machiavellian. You see that word? That's a big boy word right there. And I read it first time. I just want to point that out for anyone who's like, Rev is illiterate. Nailed it. Bam. I can read. We actually have some fucking standards. Okay, thank you for promising to keep my trousers tidy. Anyway, she's visiting now to bring you into the loop with some things. Important details about how does Dream Him know this, right? Important details you should know about your relationship to the relation to the. I almost had that because I added. I go relation pause ship. If you'll notice, SHIP is not in there. Anyway, to the bigger picture and much less the bigger picture. I don't understand how or my brain knows this stuff because I'm a page. How does that make sense? And also, if you know these things, then she'll say, then why don't you just tell me those things? Intuition and the subconscious mind are powerful things when harnessed the right way. As for why I don't just tell you, why don't I just let her tell you? You're the one with the damn crush on her. He knows it because Jake thinks he knows it, and that's the power of the hope aspect at work. I see. Alright. How about we take a quick BRB? Just because I need to, get up and go to the bathroom and stuff. But, I'll be right back. Hey, have you checked out my art channel? I post there every other week with art. And today's Chronog game is Narcos, The Rise of the Cartels. It looks like ass. But you can go to chrono.gg/RevScarecrow and get a different game every day for usually about 50-something% off. So just wait for it to be a good one. Good way of getting a couple games if you're not sure what to play right now. Either that or, there. You got that. And yeah, got all those emotes and a couple more. I haven't bothered updating that because I'm dumb and lazy, I guess. Just kind of forget about shit sometimes. I'll be real. Anyway, I'll be right back. Give me like a minute 30. No, let's go with 2 minutes. So you can go pee and stuff like that. I'll be right back. BRB. Music, where you at? Boom. BRB. I'm back, and I'm just going to refresh chat so that way it doesn't show any of the stuff that you guys said. There we go. How you guys doing? We're back. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. I'm trying to like read as much today as possible. I forget what page it was. It was 4,900 something that you guys said was important. You got that. Does that mean he's the Beyblade versions of Moses? What the fuck is that? You know what? I'm just going to refresh chat again. That way I can't read anything you guys are saying for a minute. All right, cool. 4944 is the one with the boobles, right? I should probably stop that. There we go. Any streams with Mike this week? I'm hoping to get him in on a Among Us stream at some point this week. I wanted to do that tomorrow with the Varieties Hope people, so that way we could like boost up the stuff they're doing on the Varieties Hope channel, which you should go follow if you're not already. Probably should follow and sub to me on, you know, here too. Not on Twitch because that costs money, but follow me on Twitch in the very least. And sub on YouTube. But you should follow them on Twitch because they're actually going to be doing good stuff. It's good. Would chat Among Us stream be a possibility? Variety is Hope is back already. They like to do they usually have something a couple times a year. And I don't know if they've announced anything, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut. But expect a lot of good stuff coming from them. They're trying to get the channel verified and stuff like that, so that way it can run ads in order to support the charities that we're doing. So please go follow them. Go watch them. That would help them out in that venture and just make their channel better off, which is good. Because that means that, you know, I don't know, kids with cancer can stop having cancer. Sounds good. Read Homestuck for that goddamn reason. So, you know, maybe give them a follow for that reason. I'm getting so many ads right now. Are they stopped? Are they still happening? It should be good. My epic Lord of the Ring theory is that Bull Roar Took was half human. No idea. No idea. I got 6 ads before I refresh. I ran 2 minutes worth of ads. 120 divided by 6 is 2. That's wrong. 20. There we go. So they're 20-second ads. That sounds right. Fishboy Liam, they give the 13 months of support. Didn't they copyright Bilbo? They did start copyright claiming Bilbo. So I can't Bilbo anymore. But if you go to the art channel, you can listen to a song. It's actually on this week's video. There's a little bit of a secret goblin. That's the name of the song, Secret Goblin. Where I've just put a little bit of Bilbo Baggins in it. Just secretly. You can't fuck with the goblins. Well, you can fuck with the goblins on the art channel. Because it is, yeah. Anyway, acapella Bilbo. The entire song's acapella, right? And you just do that, and of the earth, the land of the star. Yeah, there you go. Bilbo. Bilbo Baggins. Where was I? Oh, she's here. Shush. I know, man. Oh, man, what the fuck are you looking at me for? Say something to her, jackass. Okay, I will, but you're distracting me, though. Can you scoot over a bit? Oh, God, fine. Hi there, Don't mind him. He's just my brain clone of my best friend. I know that sounds kind of crazy. Heh. She can't even see or hear me. You're just making a fool of yourself. Why? Wait, she can't? Why didn't you tell me that? You're really throwing me off here. I don't know. I guess you didn't think you were going to have a neurotic meltdown at the sight of a girl. I thought you were supposed to know that stuff like seeing as that you were literally my brain. God damn it. Will you just chillax and woo this fucking ghost babe? How can I chillax when we're talking to me is really disconcerting? You're totally embarrassing yourself, dude. You're talking to nobody. Man, I'm starting to feel real bad for the spider ghost. Look at her. She's just getting uncomfortable. God, just shut up if I can't think. You're being so lame. I don't even care if I am a figment of your imagination or not. I cannot take this bullshit. Either you get your shit together and put the moves on this dead space vixen. I'm going to start fucking up your cortex and make you pop a dream boner. Oh, God, don't you dare. You don't think I will do it? Oh, no. Please, don't give me a boner, Dirk. Sorry, Jake. Plan's already in motion. Next stop, Boner City. That was the plan all along, to give me a boner? And he got one. Oh, motherfucker. Oh, teehee, it's false alarm. I see. Very cool, guy. Just think you're full of shit. You're bluffing. You don't even have the power to give me a phantasmal erection. It's a good series of things. The plan all along was to give you a boner. So they laugh at me, will they? I'll show them how many boners the Joker can make. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, see, false alarm, very funny. You don't even have the power. Jake, please. Remember, the Juggalo party aren't even the ones who could pitch. The members of the Juggalo party aren't the only ones who could pitch a big tent. Then go ahead, make my day. I'm ready for you. You think I'm afraid? I'll take your boner magic like a man. I'm not ashamed. I'll stand tall and proud at full mast in front of this pretty alien. Do your worst, bastard. This is so stupid. You're out of your mind. This is coming from your own mind itself. I can't even watch this. I'm out of here. Well, good riddance, you ironic hipster douchewad rubbish is what I would have to say about that. What are Jack is up to right now? Wait, I mean, who's Jack? Just talk to the girl, okay? Is he saying all of this out loud in front of her? Like, is he holding up the whole conversation by himself? Feel like, you can't even give me a boner, can you? Oh, good. That's a good first impression. I mean, what? Who's Jack? Just talk to the girl, okay? You have some serious damage control to do. Oh, okay. Wake up locked in a deserted jail cell, completely alone. There's nothing here in your jail cell, useful or otherwise. There's two things in your jail cell. One of them is a key. Attempt to pry the window open. There are no objects around in which to pry open window. Get ye flask. You cannot get ye flask. There are no objects around which you can pry open window. Look at that. The frame is precisely identical to the previous frame. You advance nothing whatsoever with that dumb idea. Do you realize this adventure is nearly 5,000 panels? And now we have to watch you flounder around in a jail cell for God knows for how long? Exactly how many panels do you want this to go on for? I want you guys to sit down because what I'm about to say is super funny. And it may be actually too funny for you guys to handle. And I don't want to be responsible for anyone falling over and laughing so hard that they are injured and they go to the hospital. I was going to say jail. That's not where you go if you get injured. Unless if the police are involved because you're protesting or rioting, depending on their definition. Mr. Toasty, thank you for the 4 months of support. I'm going to say it now. Okay, you're sitting down? Okay, good. Exactly how many panels do you want this to go on for? Over 9,000? There it was. It happened. Nobody wants that. Nobody even wants to hear the phrase. Again. Content warning. Over 9,000. You need to be making better decisions if you want to escape. Get key. What did you understand about that statement? There's nothing in your cell at all, useful or otherwise. That used to be what we thought was funny. Back when the internet first started, we were like, damn, bro, that's great. I fucking love that. It's over 9,000. And everyone laughed real hard. And it was great. It was that and the Numa Numa song and Chocolate Rain. And it's funny because the Chocolate Rain guy is still fucking doing shit and he's doing great at it. He's actually like really cool, which is weird. Sweet Scribs, thank you for the 8 months of support. Over 9,000 was a dead meme by the time this panel was made. What did you not understand about the statement? There's nothing in your cell at all, useful or otherwise. There's no key. It's an extremely crude drawing of a key on the floor. Really, the drawing is so bad. It's ridiculous to think that some prankster thought it would fool you, which it did. Whoever drew this key was employing the most primitive drawing tools available. You obviously are being fucked with by a stupid jail cell. You expect that you will continue to be fucked with, and it makes you wish you could stab something. Get pumpkin. What fucking pumpkin? There's no pumpkin. Once again, there is nothing at all in your jail cell useful or oh goddammit. A pumpkin appears. You guess it must be feeding time for the prisoners. These Prosperton jails are like luxury suites compared to the penal system on Durst. Should be the softest time you ever did. Consume pumpkin. What a horrible idea. You don't eat fresh produce. The thought is revolting to you. What do you think these sharp teeth are for? Or what's left of them, at least. You'll have to make note to file a protest with your lawyer. Complain the cruel and unusual treatment. Their coddling criminal justice system will undoubtedly see to it that you are given a proper meat to consume. Perhaps a prime cut of filet mignon. I pronounced that word almost right. That's cool. As if you were a guest of honor. A bunch of powder puffs. They're all namby-pamby morals and compassion. This kingdom makes you sick. Look out the window. You step up on the little Kirby thing to get a better look outside. You can't make a plan without getting your bearings. Pretty poggers moment, I can read words. Fuck. A lone sentry is on duty below. You shout a few obscenities his way. You wonder out loud what a guy has to do to get a decent meal around here. Hey, you're talking to that guy. It's no use, though. He ignores you. Just look at that stoic face. Unshakable discipline. Star Wars sense of duty and pride. That's what it means to be a member of the Prosperton Royal Guard. What a load of shit, you grumble to yourself, but loud enough for him to hear. Inspect pumpkin. On your AIM radio. Thank you for the 5 gay bits. Rev, I just came home from work. Welcome home. I hope you had a good day at work. Hope it wasn't too bad. Had a nice one. I'm reading Homestuck. Mike is out doing band practice stuff, so he can't do that. Won't be any use. You doubt you could even manage to lure him into the pissing radius, magnificent though it is. You gave a gourd a little kick. A terrible thought occurs to you. What if you had no choice but to eat this awful thing? You can't let it come to that. You have to get out of here, but hold on, what's that? Take a closer look. Please look inside. Club. Eureka. Troll, you beautiful bastard. Looks like he snuck something inside a pumpkin to help you escape. Probably a bomb. You're going to have to remember to give him a promotion when you get out of here. Almost knocked over my water for no fucking reason. Did I just read pissing radius? Yeah. I read that sentence without even reacting to it. Home of challenge pissing. If you could piss 10 feet straight up in the air and not get wet, well, fuck your wife. I love that. That commercial's so good. So good. It's just like every line is like fucking great. Fuck you, Prospect. shove it up your ugly ass. That's right, you shove it up your ugly ass. What is the context? That's a reference to the original comic. This... Okay, well, cool. Big Bill's Hell is fucking great. You're gonna have to remember to give him a promotion if you can get out of here, or at least reduce his daily newspaper floggings. You need to think of a way to get the bomb out of here. You can't smash it with your foot. It might explode and take your leg off. Too bad they confiscated your knives. You could just slice this thing open neatly. Maybe you can carve a funny face into it. Hee hee. Heh heh. Excuse me. Heh heh. You bet you're the first guy to ever think of doing that. It's a car commercial. If you have not heard of that commercial, I have just gone off the deep end for no reason. Just look up Big Bill's Hell car commercial on YouTube. Just pause this video on YouTube, go look it up, come back, do that. Fuck you, Baltimore. You know you have the right one if that sentence comes up immediately. Watch it. It's amazing. Hang on. You remember seeing some pointy things outside the window. Luckily, both kingdoms are totally covered in pointy things. You can't swing a dead cat without impaling it on one. Watch it on streams. No, I can show it on stream, but it's definitely copyrighted. I'm sure of it. Someone who doesn't own it probably has. That was part of the original Autopilot. Autopilot, for those of you that weren't around 10 years ago, was what was on when we were all streaming on the same live stream channel, and before Twitch was a thing, and it would be like what played in between streams, that we'd have something to watch while waiting. And it was all like meme videos, like fucking exterior like fish eggs, interior like crocodiles, suicide like wrist rags. That video too. Door Stuck was on Autopilot. It was. He actually was busting out some decent ass fucking lines there. Look up Door Stuck too. Hang on, you remember seeing the pointy things outside the window. Luckily, both kingdoms are totally covered in pointy things. You can't swing it right. Take the pointy thing out. Snap off a golden pointy thing. Should be sharp enough to do the trick. Carve pumpkin. Slice it into the meat of the vegetable like a sharp spear through a thick squash. It's working out well. Who the hell needs a trustworthy knife when you're this resourceful? Screw knives. Take that back. You can't stay mad at knives. Open it. When's the next S? 4944 apparently. You can taste your liberation already. You can't wait to hear the sweet ticking of a bomb that's definitely in there. It'll be the sound of freedom, you decide. You pull off the lid to reveal a whole bunch of knives. And a condom? Oh. God damn it, you droll. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed. Although now that you think about it, he might be by default, since he just sent you all the sharpest tools in the shed. Well, you can probably get some use out of these. You never have been once disappointed to receive a pumpkin full of knives. You're not about to make an exception. Empty pumpkin on floor. You take quick inventory of the smuggled contraband. Hold on. It looks like he snuck something else here in the pumpkin under all the knives. Something compromising. Examine compromising material. The droll knows what it's like to spend long, cold nights alone in the clink. Man needs a little reading material to keep him company, if you know what I mean. If you know what he means. What? If your skin wasn't made of polished jet black carapace, your cheeks would be turned bright red. No one can ever know about this. You must destroy the evidence or disguise it somehow. Forged blade out of illicit literature. None shall be the wiser. It's a perfect crime. You bust out of prison, you should be locked right back up again because you know how perfect the crime is. No, throw the knife down there to get that guy's attention. That should get this guy's attention. Fortunately, it only keeps his attention until he dies, which is almost instantly. You need to come up with a better plan. While you would argue that random stabbings are their own reward, they aren't getting any closer to escape. Examine exit. Hell knows if I can read 44 pages in the next 15 minutes, even reading as fast as I am right now. A door is locked pretty tight. You're gonna need a key to open it, preferably one that's not horribly drawn on the floor to taunt you. Knock on door. Maybe you've knocked hard enough in just the right way at the right time. Wait for it. Wait for it. Not yet. No. Wait for it. Wait. Now. The clumsy fist accidentally flies through the bars, knocking out the passerby. Keys from his key ring jangle onto the floor. It's quite possible that one of those keys will unlock the door, but they're all well out of reach now. What's next, genius? Use knife to snag one of the keys on the floor. How? Use the knife. You see if the knife can adequately lengthen your reach, but there's no use. You're still just outside of your modest slashing radius. No dice. Need a different approach. Wait a minute. Another guard noticed your unauthorized tomfoolery and radios for backup. Beckon the other guard over. He looks none too pleased by your misbehavior. This will surely result in reduced rations. You can expect a slightly smaller pumpkin in your cell come next Skya rise, mister. Keep beckoning him. Just a little closer. Just a little closer. Convince him the second guard to pick up the keys for you. Use your little persuasion to see if you can get him to Jack. No, it's not how you convince him to do something. It's not. You're supposed to save the stabbing until after you intimidate him to doing what you want. How exactly is a dead guy supposed to pick up the keys for you? Real smooth, Jack. Now what's the plan? To bury the keys under a growing pile of torsos? It's turning out to be the second shittiest jailbreak attempt anyone's ever seen. Look around the room. The only remaining thing in the room worth noting, other than in the other corner of the cell, just a transport pad prisoners are supposed to use as waste receptacles. These were decommissioned in Durst prisons a long time ago. Too many prisoners' suicides. Severed heads showing up in waste bins. None of those auto decapitations were authorized with the right paperwork, so privileges had to be suspended. You hear the door open and slam shut. Someone else is in your cell. Welcome guest. It looks like the sentry phoned downstairs for a little muscle. This one's a regulator lugs. One of the regulator lugs they used to keep the gin pop in line. This guy has an itchy baton wrist and is looking in the eye. And that look in his eye, you know all too well. He's not leaving this room until one of you is good and bloody. Be the other guy. You attempt to be the other guy down here, but you can't because he's dead. But that doesn't serve as a convenient cutaway for the vicious. But it does serve as a convenient cutaway for the vicious beating that's currently taking place in your cell. We don't need to be watching that kind of prison brutality. We take a sweet time looking at this dead body while terrible noises can be heard from the prison window. Okay, that should be long enough. You can stop being this guy now. Stop being that guy. You stop being the other guy in time just to see that you finish up quickly and cleanly subduing the Jack. The man's dead. Stop that. Jack. Apologize to guard's body. You start to feel bad for stabbing the guy with 7 knives in the back and bashing his face into the door 89 times. Well, maybe not all 89 times. The first 88 you felt pretty good, but the 89th face bashing you're definitely starting to feel pretty sorry. By sorry you mean, I guess, bored. Anyway, you mutter something under your breath that could easily sound like an apology to someone who wasn't listening very well. Give the guy a proper funeral. Whatever the state of your condition might be, you have no question about it. A man dedicated to royal service deserves a proper and dignified funeral. However, since there's no casket in your cell, and that is nearly big enough for this lug's hefty torso, you'll have to improvise. Seek alternative casket. You sever the guard's head with your most trusted and trusty knives and begin sizing up the hollowed out pumpkin. This will definitely be snug, but you think you can make it fit. You don't care what anyone says. This pumpkin was made for this fucker's melon. Fits like a goddamn glove. Close up. Perfect. Textbook burial for a man of honor of distinction. Sacrifices were made by public servants that don't get anywhere near the respect they deserve, you think. Bring casket over to receptacle. His funeral will not be complete without the proper send-off. But the stinking garbage dump is no place for the head of a brave soldier to rest. No. But first, you must make some modifications to the device. Doing hard time behind the bars will motivate a man to learn a trick or two when it comes to systems like this. Pry open panel with a knife. You open it up and switch the few wires around. Now, instead of a nasty old pile of rotting pumpkin matter, the destination should be the throne room, the Prospitian Palace. Surely the queen will want to be alerted to the noble sacrifice of this brave warrior so that arrangements can be made to honor the hero. Send him off. Look inside. And he's changed it so that way it's his symbol instead. And he took away the please. There's no need for that. You hear the door open again, followed by the sound of surly footsteps. Could be another glutton for a good face bashing that has decided to finish or visit your cell. Greet visitor. You see, it appears there's quite a few said gluttons this time. Settle down, gentlemen. There are more than enough face bashings to go around. Quick, be the other guy again. You be the other guy again while they beat you senseless. Be Jake. Suddenly, you aren't the other guy anymore. He couldn't really be quite the other guy anymore since he's dead, even though his deadness hasn't really stopped us from being guys before. So wait, the guy in the jail cell's dead too? I'm busting ass right now. We're making words happen. As long as we don't get a long ass word, we're fine. We're making it happen. No, not the guy in the cell. Okay, cool. Nevertheless, the dead guy starts being Jake, who is not a dead guy. Well, his dream self is dead, but his non-dead, non-dream self isn't. And that's the guy we're being. A guy who's asleep, that is not dead, sleeping guy presently talking to a non-sleeping dead ancient spider ghost, who long ago earned an achievement badge, Gift of Gab, and boy does she know how to use it. Attempt to gab in edgeways. Oh, good. It's all of the words. Well, Jake, don't you have anything to say? I think we've spent enough time introducing myself. You haven't even hardly said a word. It would be nice to know whether my long story has confounded you in any particular way or if you're just being shy. Yes, Jake, I understand. This is very much to learn all at once, but do you really want me to keep speaking or until I'm blue in the face? Gulp. You appear to be perspiring heavily. There's no reason to be nervous, especially considering you're only dreaming. Shit. I don't even know where I put the dream towels. It's okay. Well, at risk of talking about myself a little more, I feel it would be a little dishonest to not confess. What? I'm a fairly gifted psychic. Whoa, really? Yeah, like you can see the future? Are they ghost powers or troll powers? Oh, shucks, that's a dumb sounding question. No, it's a fine question. They're troll powers, and sometimes those of my blood type will have them naturally. And no, they're not whatever. Knowing the future abilities. They have let me access another's mind in a way that can be terribly invasive if abused. Well, your art channel is great. Well, thank you, Racing Man. Thank you for the 2 months of support. I'm glad you like it. The lighting should get better once we move. Because right now, I have about, I want to say about like 8 square feet to do all of my work in. Streaming, art, working on Warhammer minis, all of that shit. So it kind of has to be a little modular. But once we move, hopefully I'll have like a studio space to like set up to actually have set up lighting stuff, because this is really just the hallway to the kitchen. We're moving out of Grover apartment. Yeah. Tilda's like, dude, we can't live here anymore. And I'm like, yeah, I know. So we don't know where yet, but that is the plan. We've planned to do this before, and it fell through a couple times, but I would very much like it to not be a thing. How soon are you moving? Probably start of next year. I'm doing a sale on my art website right now. Not because we need the money, but because I need them to not be things I'm moving. I have an entire fucking bookcase of canvases. I haven't talked about. I mentioned Warhammer a couple times, but I didn't really go into it because I'm getting good. I've learned that I can have a hyperfixation that I don't inject into every conversation. You know, like how Proterbio likes his little models, but he gets made fun of by Fulgrim. How many earbuds has Rev watched by now? Not any really. Where are we? Where do you put the? I don't know where I put the dream tiles. Well, not to risk talking about myself a little bit more. I feel like it would be a little dishonest to not confess that I'm fairly gifted psychic. We have this ability. Including the ability to control minds when exploited fully. Oh, don't worry. They don't seem to work in the same way on your species. They're considerably weaker. Most I could do is get an empathetic impression of your emotional state. So if I can speculate that you are shy or nervous, it's because I can sense that you are. Oh, man, you're kidding. So much for trying to be cool, I guess. Though I probably blew it when you saw me yelling at nobody about boners and stuff. I wouldn't say you blew it, but it was certainly odd. Who are you talking to, if you don't mind me asking? It's like my brain memory ghost splinter of my best friend Dirk. IDK, my best friend Dirk. Super Liguria 21, thank you for the 2 months of support. Let's see, where was I? That was like a brain ghost memory splinter of my best friend Dirk, who is stuck in my head and I can't see. He was kind of hassling me and trying to get me to talk to him about how his real self has a thing for me, but kind of think that would be weird to talk about in front of his brain imposter, at least for now. And then you showed up and you caught me in an awkward moment where I was threatening to make me have some bodily functions happen in front of you as a joke that would have been embarrassing as a blasted heck. But now it turns out you can read minds, so I'm surrounded by brain invaders. Seemed cool. At you. Bones. What is that notification? I see. I don't care. Boned. But when am I going to wake up? I'm not a brain invader. Like I said, I can only sense your emotions, but I think it's polite to let people know before long. Otherwise, I begin to feel a little underhanded. I said I can only sense your emotions. I think it's polite to let people know before too long. Otherwise, I begin to feel a little underhanded. I guess it's not too bad. I feel like I can keep my feelings buttoned up. That's a strong and adventurous gentlemen do, I think. They keep a stiff upper lip, even when on the inside. That way, they're never embarrassed and feel slightly more brave about stuff. But you don't have to. That wasn't the point of That was not the point of my telling you. I'm used to sensing many things from people. There aren't any feelings that you could have that would be unsurprising or surprising for me or compromising to you. Really just want to make you relax for a brief time we have in this bubble and you talk to me. Gotcha. What should you talk about? We spent almost no time examining the this iteration of your universe. The gods have given me very little access to it through the memories of others until now. I believe that they are finally beginning to bridge the divides between long, estranged compartments of reality, allowing previously unintroduced parties to mingle. Those from different universes, both their initial iterations. I just realized something. So, like, Homestuck is probably exactly what he was saying about Street Bro Hella Jeff. That it's like secretly a political whatever. Like he would do that. He would. I don't know what the fuck the point is that he's trying to make. Yeah, it's like an allegory, but it's so fucking weird and like so dense that understanding what the fuck he's talking about. Yeah, what if, Carcat, parentheses, Obama, and Vriska, parentheses, Vriska, a CEO is the ultimate evil and the Obama administration is here. He doesn't seem to like really, I don't know. Homestuck is just Hussey flexing about his computer science major, actually. I can prove this. No, that actually sounds right. Yeah, that sounds 100% true. Hussey's pretty political. Yeah, I'd believe that. It's kind of really easy to parse here. Oh, hey, look, the Town of Nowhere Cliff Notes is being posted in chat by Moobot. Anyway, enough talking about authors who secretly hide their agendas in their work. Let's read more Homestuck. Though they attempt to bring closure to the unsanctioned loops and restore stability to the cosmos. So am I curious about you and your friends? Is that what your life is like? My life? I wish I could say it was more interesting, but I actually been a mite lackluster. There are monsters, but I try and stay away from them as I tell the truth. It's mostly just sitting around here watching movies and stuff and polishing firearms. Guns are sweet. So are movies. This is a terrible story. I understand. The same is mostly true for myself. I sense that you are either very impressed or in some way intimidated by me. When it comes down to the basics, a description of my life would be boring as well. Why don't you show me around more? Show you around my room? Yeah, okay. Well, these are some of my guns. Like I said, guns are great. There's a whole mess of movie posters on the wall. You probably never heard of them being a dead alien and such. Nope. And I don't know. There's a desk where I used to work on silly projects, and that's my bed, I guess. And what else? FYI, I was just kind of staring at her. Shh. What's that? Nothing. I'm not trying to fuck you up here. I promise. But you just gotta watch what you're thinking, okay? Go away. Oh man. See that thought you just had? That's exactly what I'm talking about. She's a fucking empath, bro. She can pick up on shit like that. I'm not listening to you. Nothing. It's cool. You have to be kidding. Did you really just think something that dirty? That must be something you're doing on purpose now to spy me. Just wow, dude. That's some X-ray. That's X-rated as fuck. No, stop. I see what you're talking about, and I can't help it. Psyching me out, having dirty thoughts, and fucking lost it. You ain't getting fucking lost, you interloping brain douche. Don't worry, I'm gone. I'm like a goddamn Peach show here. I feel like a sleazy piece of shit just watching this dark corner of your mind. You have a graphic imagination, English. I'm kind of impressed. Shut up. These are my thoughts. I don't mean like I'm trying to have them, so don't mean anything. Should I leave or come back during another dream? No. Would page 4945 be a good stopping point? Who's this? An illustrated story of some sort? Oh, wait. Let's not worry about that. It's nothing really. Just give me that. What are you getting flustered about this literature? Is it pornographic? Does not strike me as indecent in a glance. Though maybe our cultures have different standards. No, it's just kind of nerdy comic I read. It's no big deal. Just got to there's got to be other stuff to talk about. Let's see, Jake. I know it's not the first time that I've sensed that someone feel a flush attraction to me. Flush, what's it? Oh, my flippin' gosh. I mean, further than this. This is page 4928. If I get to 4945, which is the page right after the flash. Time for more shipping. Is it running an ad? For the love of God, tell me it's not running an ad right now. 4942. Okay, I would be good. Okay. So maybe 4943 would be a good. You might want to go one more page. I mean, like, I could bust through a few more pages if that's... I mean, I don't know if I could bust through 20. Closer to 12. The Flash is in 2 parts. Depends on how many of these pages are super duper long. I don't know. You don't have to be embarrassed. It's perfectly okay. Oh god, you sensed my sexy thoughts. I knew it. God damn, you bogus brain strider. Someone needs to just kill me or at least wake me up. It's so humiliating. I don't know. Can you just slap me really hard? It's not in retribution for my... If not in retribution for my ungentlemanly thought train, then at least just to get me to wake up and save me from my own senseless buffoonery. Actually, I do believe that it would be in the scope of my abilities to wake you up, but do you really want me to do that? Maybe. Is it true to you think that I'm attractive? Then why would you want to spend a little more... Wouldn't you want to spend a little more time with me? What's the harm? If you're really in such a hurry to leave, I feel sorry for yourself. No explicable reason. Well, no. I already told you, Jake. I'm used to sensing many different types of feelings, and it's given me different perspective on emotions than most have. For most, the feelings of others is often a mystery. They're prone to speculation and paranoia about the motivations of others they meet. The emotions of others can seem so very well guarded, and mysteries begin to believe that's how their own emotions should be treated as well. So when someone can read their thoughts so easily that it feels like a violation, but to one accustomed to reading those thoughts, there isn't much perception of violation of secrecy. It's more like examining the other self-evident facts about a person, taking note of their appearance. It's still hard for non-psychics to explain this, though. Even if I'm to explain it to them, it can lead to some awkward relationships, unfortunately. I imagine it would. So, you've sensed it when other fellows have had the hots for you, huh? Fellows, yes, and ladies. It happened. Yowza, you must be popular, I guess. Oh, no, not really. In fact, I've been fleeting objects of attraction to a handful of paints of the wrong social picture, I'm afraid. Yeah, I've never really understood how birds and bees are related to fucking. Like, that's not how I had that talk. When we're talking about the birds and the bees. Like, what the fuck? Like, I know what birds and bees, like, means conceptually, but, like, what does that have to do with fucking? Pollination? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. The bees help flowers fuck. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Alright. How much do birds fuck? I don't think it's like, it's just a natural thing to do. I guess so. Okay, fair enough. Thank you for explaining the birds and the bees to me, Chad. That's good. I don't think that the birds and the bees thing is a thing that they explain by when male honeybees die, they orgasm because their genitals explode. I don't think that's usually brought up. That seems weird. I've never seen two birds fuck. Like, I've been on this earth for like 3 decades, haven't seen a single bird fuck. No, wait, no, I have. I forgot about that. I thought they were fighting, but apparently that's just what it looks like. So there's that. I was like, what's going on with that? The fact that the fleeting objects of attraction for a handful of... Okay, it's really hard for... is hard for me to believe. It's my experience that people very often underestimate their own likability. I sense that feeling all the time, probably because they're in the dark about others' thoughts and they are usually in doubt, so they frequently err on the side of pessimism. In most cases, they would be surprised if they knew how many around them were actually open to friendship or possibly something more. I'd venture that you had such a sense that you might even be surprised yourself. That's a laugh. I'm quite sure my only suitor was my best bro, and even then he's just sort of a jumbled puzzle of unfathomable ironies. good play. Talking about like the guy that you're kind of maybe sort of into, with the girl that you're kind of maybe sort of into. Like, smart play, dude. I wish I had your powers. That would be top notch. I'd be parked on a corner of Relationship Lane and Easy Street. I'd kick back in my eligible bachelor limousine and never fuck up or say anything awkward like I've been doing nonstop so far in this dream. He can fuck up continuously. No one is stopping him. Please, someone stop him. Let's not get carried away. That certainly does not describe my experience. You would think that being able to sense the occasional attraction from others would be advantageous and inspire confidence in yourself, but it's nice when it happens, sure. But then you feel negative emotions directed to you as well, and even if they are less common than the positive ones, you have a way of dwelling on them and magnifying them beyond their real significance. That's sort of like when you read a mean comment on YouTube, when you have like 1,000 nice ones, but there's one mean one. You don't remember the nice email you got. You remember the one where someone calls you a psychopath or something else, you know? You remember those stories. You don't remember the nice ones. That's just the internet, I think. So there's that. Rev, you're starting to sound like Dave. My dude, there's an emote for that. Where were we? But then you're feeling negative emotions directed at you as well. And even if they are less common than the positive ones, you have a way of dwelling on them and magnifying them beyond their real significance. It's funny how an ability that should give you all the advantages in the world over others can lead you to feel worse about yourself than if you had never had them. It puts all your energy into thinking about other people with the bad feelings instead of the good, and you try and do your best to fix things. But usually it just gets worse, and people think you're overbearing and needing, and you don't understand what you want from them. I can see why it can drive some with my ability to abuse the powers. Fortunately, I was able to resist the temptation. So there are people on your planet who do that? On the world I was from, it was rare. Only a few criminals and outcasts would. But in the second iteration I mentioned, it was commonplace. Like I said, things were very different. In my world, the higher castes have a lot of responsibilities. It wouldn't be right to abuse my powers. You mentioned higher castes because of the hemaspectrum thing you mentioned. So you were listening to my lengthy preamble. I heard all of it. Well, just go on. Well, yes, blue bloods like myself were higher than most. Oh my god, this page is so long. But the job of each blood caste is to serve the needs of those below it. Of all those below it. We were to use our progressively greater longevity and wisdom to help out the lower caste learn and grow. To listen to them. Doesn't sound like a great gig, honestly. Being in the lower caste. Listen to them and try and provide whatever they were missing. Like hierarchy of caretakers and increasingly social responsibility. When the others functioned in harmony, our civilization would flourish. That sure is a neat sounding science fiction utopia. Makes it science reality. I guess since it all went to shit, that's all medicine because of that meddlesome demon. Yes. The demon you said I'm supposed to defeat. Yes, hang on. Would that be the same demon I'm named after? Who told you that? I guess technically my own brain did. That's interesting. I wasn't planning on mentioning that, or at least not just yet. Why? There's no reason to prematurely overcomplicate an already complicated tale. All the facts would fall in place in due time. Yeah, but it's true, right? More or less. Can you tell me anything more about the demon? All I know is that he might be a skull monster. Wait, is he a skull monster? He most definitely is a skull monster. A very big, angry skull monster. Yes, but, like, I feel like I should know more about him if I'm supposed to kill him. I didn't say you were supposed to kill him. He can't be killed. Long ago, it was discovered the secret of his indestructibility. Defeating a foe doesn't always involve killing. He has many incarnations in many universes. If you continue to be on your journey for long enough, you may encounter one of them, and you may become strong enough by then that you'd be able to defeat him in combat. If that happens to pass, you'd be able to be the first. It would be the first defeat he would ever know. You would be providing the first glimmer of hope to others that someday he could be destroyed. So you're saying that I could do this or would do this? Where am I? I'm gonna refresh chat. Cut the if we can cut down on the spoilers just a bit. I'm just gonna refresh chat so I can't read whatever chat's saying now. You guys are actually very good about that, considering. But for now, I'm saying that we should get going soon. If you would like to meet the others before you wake up, who? If there's anything else you would want to know before, wanted to show me before we go, I mean, I didn't mean to get us sidetracked like that. No, it's just more boring junk. There's these fanciful branches, but I don't know where they came from. I suspect dream sorcery. They're from someone else's memory. From a wizard's memory? No. Well, I guess I could show you around outside. There's a jungle out there, and they're full of tremendous beasts. Not anymore. Son of a bitch. More fancy branches. This way. This is the realm of limitless wonders. Realm of limitless wonders? God damn it, Jake. Shh. This is my planet. It's great. Everything is so amazing. Who would have thunk that you had such a crackerjack adventures in your dreams when you're basically real instead of imaginary? Yup. Or for that matter, you could meet such neat people along the way. Your thoughts are wandering again, man. Whoa, yeah, that was a gross, mushy thought right there. Are you even paying attention? We've already been through this. You're a hopeless rube. You might as well just be saying it out loud to her. Why don't you? Well, maybe I will, wise guy. I mean, she is pretty hot. I know. Shush. Jake, it wouldn't work out between us. Huh? I'm dead. Right. Perhaps if you died too, but maybe not after too long. I don't know how I'd feel about that if you were a lot older than me. Man, what the fuck? Although technically I am much older than you. It'd just be kind of strange if we were physically my senior, but by a significant margin, you know? That's a weird fucking train of thought. Can you tell her that? No. I'm gonna make you have a seizure and then you'll mime the message to her with your spastic gyrations. Pelvic thrust will be my exclamation point. Screw you. You heard her. I totally have a shot. What? Go on. But that wouldn't happen. For you to die soon, I want you to succeed on your quest and then live a long, happy life. Man, I'm going to come out and say it. This broad is a total snore. Yeah, this is not something Dirk would say. This is something Jake would say. $4931 is the last one for this section. Yeah, right, bro. Did you hear that? At least if I kick the bucket early, there shall be, shall I say, a silver lining. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and it will take the form of some spooky smooches from a smoking ghostly troll babe. So shut your jealous trap. Oh wait, dear. Oh dear. Was I talking out loud just then? You're pretty much yelling. Ugh. If I were real right now, I'd be giving you a standing ovation now. Right now. 5 out of 5 hats. Good. Okay, good. Just pretend to forget that, maybe? Not a chance. Not you. Her. Her, me? Who? Me? Why don't you just tell me where you were going? This is the... I've gathered a small group of travelers for meeting. They're briefly passing through this bubble, hoping we would introduce ourselves to one another. Hope to orient an old friend of mine to the afterlife. Okay, who's your friend? Another troll? She was supposed to be the empress of all trolls, actually. Wow, so she died before she could be empress, I guess? Not exactly. She probably never would have been, regardless. She didn't want the job. Why not? Remember how I said each class had a duty to take care of the younger and more populous classes lower? on the order? Well, she was the highest of all. She was the only one on the planet with such royal blood aside from the sitting empress. As an heiress, that meant she was meant for the position of incredible responsibility. Once she'd claimed the throne, there was nothing to serve. She would have to serve for many thousands of years until her next successor was ready. That's a hell of a long time. I guess she wasn't into that. She had some problems with authority, despite the whole social order, really. I foolishly tried to convince her to honor her obligations, but she wouldn't listen. She viewed the Empress as a glorified slave. She abdicated and fled to the moon to hide. I was the only one that knew of her plans. The rest of the world searched for her but never found her. At the time, I was furious at her, but didn't want to turn her in. In retrospect, was the key decision that led us here. You mean led to you being dead? Yes, eventually. While I was there, she discovered an ancient device, and inside the device was a game. Oh, fuck. Okay. You know you can stop, right? Well, I wanted to get to the Flash, because the French demand it. Shout out to my French watchers, if any of you exist. I don't think I do. I don't think I have any French fans. Probably a handful, but yeah, we know my target audience. Just somehow it happened to be Americans for some reason. I'm actually going for the French. Bonjour. Pretty sure I fucked that up. France isn't real. Huh. Well. Okay. She discovered an ancient device, and inside the device was a game and became obsessed with playing it, but needed her friends to agree to play it first. She was not well liked by the others, though. Old grudges and rivalries made it hard to convince them, but she was very devious. She knows how to trick people into doing what she wants, and she even got me to agree by promising that she'd return to her place as heiress when we finished playing. Needless to say, we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. She sounds like a handful. Yes, but she's not all that bad. Well, when you get to know her. When she's unarmed, which is pretty much never, now that I think of it. Okay, probably is all bad. The point is that you just have to know how to handle her. Regal types are very touchy, even the ones who seem to have revel in anarchy. But you need to know the right things to say and do, and she was happily hand over the keys of the kingdom, so to speak. After all, royalty is royalty. Just let me do the talking for a while, okay? Did you hear that, Jake? Arena wants to do the talking. I think your dead girlfriend might be starting to come out of her shell. Okay, that was kind of funny. The archaeologist cannot submit the paperwork for his daily report because the archagent... So is this a... Should I stop before I get to the Flash or after? Arena. Yeah, I know. I'm just killing it right now. The archaeologist. Yeah. The archaeologist. That's what that word is. Archaeologist. Archaeologist. After the Flash? Okay. The Archagent cannot submit the paperwork for his daily report because the Archagent is in jail. He was a bit sloppy and got himself pinched by the White Shells. That leaves all of his duties to the Pimnigent. I don't know that word. Otherwise known as the Draconian Dignitary. We should bear in mind that the is an officially recognized title, though. Yeah, no, it's not a word. Boobs coming. Watch out for the titty. All right. Is it on the next page? It's on the next page, right? It's the hussy word? Ah, okay. Penultimate magnet, otherwise known as the Draconian Dignitary. We should bear in mind that the penultimate magnet is an officially recognized title, though. It's just a word he thinks kind of sounds cool. Hotted boobs up ahead. Okay, cool. Are the tits on this page? I'm looking for tits. I don't see them. Alright, I'm going to switch back. The report is that you've got all these reports to fill out, which the Archagent have been piling up. You have absolutely no intention of completing. Paperwork is even less your bag than his. As mentioned, the boss is still stuck in the big house. You got the dolls working on busting him out, or you got drolls. Should have been dolls. Robertsons are in the video. Okay. Well, we'll just get this one hit, I guess. We have absolutely no intention of completing. The paperwork is even. You got Droll working on busting him out. He said no particular hurry on that. You keep the casual administrative style. The boss always was in a hurry, all wound up like a knife-wielding top. Personally, you don't see the harm in playing it cool. Mounting paperwork aside, there's still the matter of the little insurrection to deal with. The boy is still out there, piking heads, agitating subjects, getting everyone all hot and bothered. The press is going berserk with it. You can only have so many reporters killed on any given news cycle. Can't forget about the girl either. She's still out there, going rogue. Wait, you mean AWOL. Stinking pun gets you every time. Puns are even less dignified than paperwork. So she's a rogue of something or other. I don't think Twitch will give a shit. They have, it depends. Twitch has a nipple double standard, so does YouTube. Which means that I have to pretend that I have one. You can't by now. The kid is up to his goddamn neck in convoluted gothic architecture. He burrowed fuck deep into a flying buttress of purple pointy things. He stopped in the boss's cubicle of vigilance and sliced up his fenestrating walls to make searching for him harder. Cunning bastard. Twitch is being clear about what they do and do not allow. Yeah, I mean, like, listen. Like, some people can do things, other people can't. Some stuff is, like, Twitch and YouTube both sort of agree to some things being okay. There definitely is, like, a double standard. The bigger your channel, the more shit you can get away with. My channel is currently not at the stage where I can get away with random bullshit. I can only get away with shit just because no one's noticed. Bigger channels can get away with shit despite the fact that, like, people will straight up play copyrighted music on their streams. Like, and get away with it. Like, I don't get that. I don't get that at all. Like, how you can be a streamer with, like, thousands of viewers and be able to play copyrighted music without it being a fucking issue. It, not cool. Vinny does that? Vinny shouldn't be doing that shit. You should probably save up your coffee points since we're doing, whatchamacallit, Town of Nowhere on Friday. Well, Yoel gets away with playing Rocksmith, and Rocksmith is straight up banned on Twitch, so I don't know how he gets away with that shit. It's straight up copyright infringement, but I guess it's fine. He even stopped by the boss's cubicle of vigilance to slice up the festering walls and searching for him harder. Cunning bastard. There used to be a fourth one. You don't know what happened to it. There's a rumor circulating that some old woman made off with it some time ago. Before the new queen took over. Whatever happened, it's nothing to worry about now. If you want to smoke this kid out of hiding, you need some help. Seek help. Rocksmith is straight up banned on Twitch, I'm pretty sure. Like, because it's only copyrighted music. You already did. You walked to retrieve it. Again, no particular hurry. Earlier, you quite calmly and diplomatically explained everything to the old lady, letting her know that you could do a little extra firepower to get the situation under control. You're pretty smooth about it, offering to light her cigarette during the calculated pause. She doesn't even smoke. just that good. You were making your smooth pitch. You did a masterful job of giving her the impression that you didn't care too much one way or another. But to be fair, you didn't really care too much one way or the other. Receive extra firepower. In response, the dame... Oh. Blech. Okay. Give me one sec. Oh, God. Fuck. God damn it. There's been this little, like, fucking fly flying around this whole time. This whole time that I've been streaming, right? And right when I'm saying, like, I'm talking there, bam, straight into my mouth. Yeah, fucking great. Did I eat it? No, I spat it out, but still, it's gross as fuck. Don't talk. That's the entire point of this stream. It's reading. That's talking, but you have a script. That's what I'm doing. In response, the dame gave you clearance to employ the services of Drone Gorg. Wear your mask while you're talking. Who am I? What? Did you taste it? No, I didn't taste it. I just spat it out. Because I'm not a fucking weirdo. Well, at least it's gone. Service of Drone Gorg, the flagship battle mech in the Imperial fleet that she keeps stationed on some other planet. You're not sure where it is or what it's called. Hell, if that's any of your business, mount Drone Gorg and ride into battle. No. You feel completely ridiculous piloting that thing, and it's a bad look for you. No style at all. Is it Droll Gorg? Utter fool would get a kick out of prancing around the asinine get-up. Classy gesture by the queen, but you told her you'd have to pass. Doesn't do you no good to spurn generosity from a beautiful and deadly woman. You thanked her for the kind offer, but tactfully brought up an alternative. You see, you tell the boss this is his problem. He's too blunt for his ambitions. Don't get you wrong. It's all well and good for a man to keep his eyes on the prize, but it doesn't always need to step over 1,000 corpses to swim across a river of blood to get there. You remind him you're slicker than ways to make your moves. When it comes to that later, now that you think of it, Slick would be a good ironic nickname for him. Might be good for a laugh calling him that. Or you might actually have or you would if you actually ever laughed. The point is, you have to know how to handle her. Regal types can be very touchy, even if they're the ones who seem to revel in anarchy. But you know all the right things to say and do. She will happily hand over the keys of the kingdom, so to speak. After all, royalty is royalty. Okay, so this is a flash. Is the Boobles now? When is Boobles? This is the flash. Here it is. All right. How far into the flash? Is it like instantly boobs? The one after this one. Okay. I've done my best to avoid boobs. Boobs win. Oh, that's it. Okay, then. You're not feeling that little number was too big for its britches. You could tell if it was just gonna blast off, and the next thing you know, everyone's on their feet cutting a rug and made complete fools of themselves. They ain't no sock hop. Why's everything got to be so flashy and frenetic? What's the big hurry anyway? You gotta make sure you put this ring on. But when you're good and goddamn ready, make sure you do a little reading first. Have another smoke, finish your coffee, listen to some real music. Everybody needs to calm the fuck down. This is the one with the boobs. So when are boobs instantly? And then they'll go away? The boobs are real quick. Will I be able to, like, know when the boobs are showing up? This one has very super grayscaled and not easy to see. Okay, you know what? If you can't see the boobs, then maybe Twitch won't know. No one tell Twitch. We're going to get away on the idea that no one will know, okay? No one tell them, okay? No one tell YouTube, no one tell Twitch about the boobs, okay? Shh.
I hate a moral coward, one who lacks a manly spark. I just detest a man afraid.
Is that what you're talking about? You had me worried for a fucking hour about that shit?
Wine and song, but like a man, I always bring my little wife along. I'm a member of the midnight crew. I'm a night owl and a wise bird too. Home with the milk in the morning, singing the same old song. Rise with the moon, go to bed with the sun. Early to bed and you'll miss all the fun. Bring your wife in trouble, it will never trouble you. Make her a member of the midnight crew. Wah, 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 wah.
Don't stop, boobs!
Stop till 12 on happy old Broadway. So what's the use of going home until the break of day? Now something confidential, whisper not above a breath.
I didn't know they were coming back.
It's 2 a.m. and scared my wife.
Those are old tits, too. I mean, they're like a girl in her, like, 20s, but they were from, like, the 20s, so they're old now.
In the morning, singing the same old song. Rise with the moon, go to bed with the sun. Early to bed and you'll miss all the fun. Bring your wife in trouble, it will never trouble you. Make her a member of the midnight crew. Wah, 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 wah. I never shall forget the night I made 6 rappers run. Although I didn't have a knife, a blackjack, or a gun, I proved myself a hero of a very high degree. I ran for home and 6 of them were running after me.
How many awful covers of this song exist?
I'm a member of the midnight crew. I'm a night owl and a wise bird too. Home with the milk in the morning, singing the same old song. Rise with the moon, go to bed with the sun. Early to bed and you'll miss all the fun. Bring your wife in trouble, it will never trouble you. Make her a member of the midnight crew. Make her a member of the midnight crew.
There you go. This is a cover of it? It's a good cover. Solid. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and save it there. Get rid of page. That one. There we go. It isn't a cover? Was that just a clip show? No, it's things happening. Things were happening. Hey, check out some art. We got some new arts for you guys. Stick around for the art. You remember that whole Fred Durst thing I said for a while? Go look at these arts. These are people who have worked hard and spent time and energy on things. We got this first from Neppy. I was doing some hot takes. It's like the meme right now on Twitter to do hot takes about video games, and I tried to do some, but apparently just everyone agrees with me. I'm going to read a couple while we look at this image real quick. That's a JoJo event. It has nothing to do with me. Why the fuck is that coming up? I'm going to just read the ones that I said. All right. Bethesda games lack good coding, story, or gameplay, but are given a pass because they have a lot of content. Despite being known for innovation, the mainline Nintendo games feel exactly the same. Okay, fine. Skyrim and Fallout suck. Dry and uninteresting. Everyone was giving me shit because they were all like soft takes that everyone agreed with, apparently. New Vegas is bad. Trying to be spicy. I liked My Summer Car a lot more than AAA games, and that game was intentionally made to not be fun. I will achieve my goal of a spicy video game take once I get ratioed, which I never did. All of them were liked more than they were ratioed. Fortnite just ain't your speed or mine. Y'all just want to bully children for liking things. Y'all get real hype out of a game of reveals and then don't buy them. I think people forget that games exist. Like, they see a game reveal and that you're like, oh man, this is going to be the best thing ever. You remember Troll? Troll, the video game Troll? Oh man, we're so hype about that shit, and then no one gives a single fuck about it. GameStop gives fair trade and value. They've already given out 1 billion copies of your favorite, or they already have 1 billion copies of your favorite game. Your controller is broken and everything is covered in bong water, and that some poor employee is going to have to clean for the next 5 hours. It's true. Y'all hate companies for what they do, but will still buy games, and no matter how predatory and scummy they are. Fucking Nintendo, I'm looking at you. Why does everyone agree with me? Surely I'm wrong about something. Y'all will gladly pay $60 for the same Mario game again, and then hit no, just take me to the downloads on itch.io indie games every time. Nintendo is a AAA game developer, referencing what I was saying earlier about me liking My Summer Car more than any AAA video games. And apparently that's all the ones I did. All of those takes apparently soft as fuck. Those are apparently all the softest takes ever. Like, what's a fucking hard video game take? Because, like, those are all, like... How does it feel to be so based? I'm based on real life. Anyway, this art is rad, Neppy. This is great as shit. But the image that this is referencing looks like this, except for instead of it being video games stuff and sword, it's just swords. Say Zoo Tycoon is bad, but that's wrong because it's good. Anyway, we got this one from Anna LRK. Vriska TW8. I don't know what the 8 is. Tuska. 2? Is that, oh, but the 8 is supposed to be oh, what? I see. Friska 2! Feel bad for that guy. Is that a hot video game take? That I feel bad for the Peggle 2 guy? Because that's what he's known as now. Like, I can say the Peggle 2 guy and no one knows what the fuck that guy's name is, but he's definitely the Peggle 2 guy, right? Is that a hot video game tag? You also feel bad for the Peggle 2 guy. Because he was getting paid to talk about that. Like, he was being paid a decent amount of money to talk about Peggle 2. And he had to pretend like anyone would give a shit. It's like, okay, your job is going to be to talk about Peggle 2 and get the crowd hype. Like, you've seen people freak out about the newest Halo game and shit like that. And now you're going to have to introduce this puzzle game that everyone unironically actually enjoys, but Peggle 2! It's Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer. That guy, too. That was the CEO of PopCap. Oh, okay. Well, he's doing fine, then. He's the guy who made money on Peggle 2. He actually gave a shit about it, I guess. Anyway, we got this last one from Jurated. It's fucking cool. It's like my Vine shroom, but it's with like a plague doctor gas mask, which is rad. That's fucking cool as shit. On like Dave's body. So there's that. I love the colors. It's very good. You did really good. Could be a good tattoo artist. And then that was the only words Fred Durst ever said to my brother. Thank you for the Homestuck bits there. Stop talking now. If you do a 5-hour Homestuck stream, give us a heads up of a day or so. I want to know. I'll probably start it super early in the morning. And just go for a while. It's going to be after Town of Nowhere because I don't want to blow out my voice prior to Town of Nowhere because I'd like to be able to make that a good stream, which again will be this Friday. If you have not already watched all the episodes, if you start watching, you will be caught up by the time. If you start watching the VODs now, you have time. It's a lot of episodes to get through, and there's a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit to get through. It'll be a weekday, and it'll be, I don't know when. I think the water just came back on. That's wonderful. Please go watch The Town of Nowhere. The original, the main character was almost named Vriska because of Homestuck chat, so you probably have some things in common with it, so it's good. I need to go figure out why the water is making weird sounds. It'll be the usual time on Friday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. It is currently 9:11 p.m. Central Standard Time, so I don't know what that is. You hear that shit? That's the pipes. Well, I'm signing out from Grover Apartment. Well, anyway, signing up from Grover Apartments. I'll see you tomorrow with something else. Bye.